And everybody knows that the book of Yechezkel has a lot of problems with it, to the point that there was a push to have it put into Geniza. Or you could, yeah. So there was a push to have it Geniza. Are you aware of this? Does everybody know about this or not?
No.
No. Okay. So very interesting thing. Yechezkel has multiple issues that go almost like exactly different from the Torah says. So there are 24 books that belong in our Tanakh. There are books that were not part of it, like Ben Sira, Chanoch. These are called Tzorim Chitzonim. Who decided which comes in, which do not? Anshe Knesset Hagdolah. And one of the books that they had big problems with was Yechezkel, because in the books, and because some of the things that he says, Yechezkel, do not jibe with what it says in Torah. So it's interesting thing they went to the Aliyah. I don't know why they always go upstairs. Maybe because it's quiet up there, you don't have all the bustle of the road. They all go to the Aliyah, and they took with them 80 barrels of oil. What does that mean? In other words, it's like no matter how long electricity we need, we're going to see it. Let's explain to you what this means. My parents live in Germany. You didn't get electricity to make light. You got electricity. The light came from gas. Case came, and every so often you have to put another, like a quarter, $1 into the thing to make it move. So if you did $1, you in the dark. So they took 80 barrels of oil, meaning whatever it takes, we're going to figure out a way why Yechezkel should be put into the Tanakh. But you will see today in yesterday's Haftarah that there are some major problems. And if you take a look, it's in the Haftarah for Chodesh Lachem, which is yesterday's Haftarah. Okay. You want to go to that? Everybody looks at it.
Yeah, I see in my Chumash that I have Melachim, but I guess it's because it's not Parshat HaChodesh.
Yechezkel Memhei, Saba?
Yechezkel Memhei, yeah. You're looking for Parshat HaChodesh, you're looking for Parshat Baal Pekudei.
Right, so I'm going to find...
I'm looking for yesterday. The yesterday Haftarah was not the regular Haftarah. Yesterday Haftarah was from Yechezkel.
Shabbat.
I'm sorry?
I arranged the Haftarah yesterday.
Oh, so you know about it. Yeah. Were you upset by what things that were written there? You should have been. You should have been. Anyway, does everybody have it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll read quickly because you have to just get. This is a description now of the third Beis Hamikdash. So visualize. Here's Yechezkel living in Babel. The first Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. There is no second Beis Hamikdash yet, but he already sees the Beis Hamikdash of the future. So I'll just go through quickly. Kol ha'am ha'aretz yu al truma lanasil b'Yisrael. So Samaradi is now going to share with you what the Nasi will do as he enters the third Beit HaMikdash. And all the Meforshim say this Nasi happens to be the Kohen Gadol. It's not like the Nasi and you know, Nasi about, okay. V'al HaNasi yeh olot, mincha, neser, chagim, chodashim, shabbatot, okay. He just gives you a whole description of what the Nasi will do. Now, skip. Ko amar Hashem Elokim. Barishon be'echad lachodesh. When is that?
Today.
Today, exactly. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Today. Exactly. Barishon be'echad lachodesh. Tikar par ben bakar tamim. V'chiteta et hamikdash. You will basically cleanse the Beit HaMikdash, meaning what? It's very much, do you know when was the Mishkan started?
This part,
Today, the first day, of course. That's why we don't say Tachanun for the next few days. In other words, this is going to be a reconstruction of the Mishkan. So far, so good?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, korbanot, kesef achad. Every day the Nasi in the Mishkan brought a korban. Now Yechezkel sees the third Beit Hamikdash, or the ultimate Beit Hamikdash, in which the Nasi comes. Tikach par b'chitet et Hamikdash. Okay. Velakach hakohen midam hachatat v'natan. Do you have the place, everybody, or no?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
mezuzat habayit ve'arba pinot ha'azara l'mizbeach v'mezuzat shar chatzar pnimit. Anybody want to explain what that means into English? What should he do? Takes the blood
Put
of
the
the,
mezuzahs on the doorposts.
and he put it on the mezuzot habayit and mezuzat shar chatzar pnimit. Is there any time in the Beit Hamikdash when we take the chatat and put the blood on the mezuzot? Anytime?
For in the Beit Hamikdash?
Yes? Never. Is there any time there was the korban brought and the mezuzot and you put them on the mezuzot habayit?
The Pesach.
Pesach. Watch this. It's amazing. So now what is being reconstructed? This third Beit Hamikdash and the Geula. Because of the Geula, you do the same thing. So now Beit Hamikdash on the first day of Rosh Chodesh, Nisan, which is today, but in the third Beit Hamikdash, because it's the Geula of the Jewish people from the Galut, you have to do the same thing. You have to reconstruct the Korban Pesach, the first Korban Pesach that was done there. If you have the place, you look, it's amazing. Mezuzat habayit, mezuzat shar chatzar pnimit. You never had such a Korban, except once in history. When? Korban Pesach HaRishon. This is Korban Pesach HaRishon, in a sense, it's a reconstruction of the Geula. Gorgeous, no? The nation. Okay.
Nice.
Is it with me? Everyone with me?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. That is completely, nobody has a clue where Yecheskel gets us from. So now on the seventh day, there's a special chatat for all people who made mistakes. It makes sense. Why? Because the first 7 days is a simcha. We're going to open up the third Beit HaMikdash. But we suffered for 2,000 years. So on the seventh day, Yechezkel sees a vision in which an individual can come bring his korban on all the things that we didn't do correctly. Beautiful, okay?
Saba, can I stop you for a second?
Sure.
Does it say anywhere that it's the third Beit HaMikdash, or you're just saying
No,
that?
nobody. Look, it's a very good question. It has to be that, because remember, where's Yechezkel? Yechezkel is the one who witnesses, not visually, but witnesses the destruction of the first Beit HaMikdash.
Mm.
So whatever he's going to be seeing, it has to be the ultimate Beit HaMikdash again, because otherwise it makes no sense. To see the second Beit HaMikdash, another destruction, that's not what you're going to be seeing in the Nevuah.
Mhm.
So you have to sort of come up. I don't know if he knew it was third Beit HaMikdash or second, and he may not have known that there'd be another destruction. But whatever his Nevuah is, it's going to be a Nevuah of an ultimate Beit HaMikdash that never gets destroyed again.
Right.
And it has to be a Nevuah of Geula. And he sees in his mind, he sees this Beit HaMikdash being reconstructed, and it has the same thing as it was the Mishkan, which was the original time. And at the same time, he sees Korban Pesach, because it's the beginning of the Geula. So what he sees is like a mixture of remember, Nevuah is a very, it's very, what's what I'm looking for? The stream of consciousness. It's not, so he sees all these things, and he sees an opportunity. So the first 7 days will be the simcha. The seventh day is going to be an opportunity for me individually, for when I want to go to Hashem on an individual basis and bring that. So without looking, what will be the next time? After 7 days?
14th day,
What is that?
Pesach.
Pesach. Exactly. So watch this thing, and it's like a gyration and beautiful. Watch this. Okay. Okay. בראשון, ב-14 יום לחודש, יהיה לכם פסח. חג שבועות ימים מצות יאכל. What we call Shavuos is 7 days of Pesach. Shavuot Yamin. We call Chag Shavuot because it was 7 weeks. He called Shavuot because 7 days. Okay? Watch this. It's beautiful. Matzot Ya'achel, you're going to eat matzahs. V'asa na'im b'yom ba'ador kol mas par chatat. Okay. And then he goes on and on and on. I'm just going to, okay. He gives very specifics what you have to do, which particular thing, etc., etc. Now, okay. I'd like to skip. I don't have pasuk yet. V'ha'olah asher yakriv hanasi la'Hashem b'yom HaShabbat shisha kvasim tmimim v'ayal tamim. Do you have? I don't have the pasuk on it. Anybody have the pasuk? You can find it?
Are you still in what? Do you know what parak? I kind of.
Parak Memvav Pasuk Dalet.
What is it?
I think it's Parak Memvav Pasuk Dalet.
Okay.
Hold on. $6. Ah, okay.
Who wants to read that one? It's a bombshell. Who wants to read the bombshell? No?
I can read it.
Go.
והעולה אשר יקריב הנשיא להשם ביום השבת 6 כבשים תמימים ועיל תמים.
Wait. What's going on? What's going on? What's Yechezkel seeing? The Nasi will bring a korban olah with 6 kvasim on Shabbos? What's going on? Do you bring any korban on Shabbos? You do. You bring korban in the morning, shacharit. You bring the musaf and korban ben arbaim. The only other time you might bring it is when, you better know this time, if Pesach falls out to be.
Oh, like this year.
This year, of course. Yeah, yes. In other words, there's only, and here comes Yechezkel and says that the Nasi is going to bring what? 6 kvasim be'olah on Shabbat. Well, this is amazing because Mechal Shabbos, you don't do that. And this is one of the reasons that there was a thought maybe we shouldn't put Yechezkel into the Tanakh. Because it's an issue. He says, Ha'olah asher yakriv hanasi l'Hashem b'yom HaShabbat 6 kvasim tmimim v'ayal tamim. So what's the first problem with this whole thing? Nasi, bring korban. When you bring korban Shabbat. And the other thing about it is 6 kvasim. Is there any time, any place that somebody brings 6 kvasim? So let's go and look at Pashut Pinchas and see how this works out. In Pashut Pinchas, if you take a look, Per Kafchet in Bamidbar. Got it?
Hold on. Yeah.
So every day, Tzav b'nei Yisrael kobani lachmi leishai, כבשים בני שנה תמימים 2 ליום, עולה תמיד. את הכבש אחד תעשה בבוקר, ואת הכבש השני תעשה בין 40. So basically it's a 1. It's 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So far,
which
so good?
pasuk are you looking at?
Huh?
Which pasuk are you looking at?
I'm looking at pasuk Gimel.
Okay.
pasuk Daled. כבש אחד בבוקר.
Wait, what parak are you in, Saba?
Kafchet.
פרק כ"ח. Okay? Everybody there? So you bring in the morning one and the afternoon one. That's a normal day. Daily, every day you bring that. Okay? Yes? May I go on? Skip. פסוק ט' וביום השבת שני כבשים. Skip. ובראשי חודשכם י"א. What would you think would happen next?
that there should be more.
Shloshah kvasim.
Mhm.
And what would you think would happen on Yom Tov?
Even more.
Arba'a kvasim, chamisha kvasim, Yom Kippur, shloshah kvasim. But it doesn't work like this. ובראשי חודשכם תקריבו עולה כבשים בני שנה שבעה תמימים. From here on in, from Rosh Chodesh, it's always Shiv'ah. It's Shiv'ah, maybe 14, it's never 6. It's never 8. It's never 12. It's always a factor of 7. Something happens. Logically, you would think there'd be a progression. Every day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Shabbat, Musaf, 2. Rosh Chodesh, 3. Rosh Yom Tov, 4. You keep. It doesn't work like this. From here on in, it's always what? Shiv'a kvasim. So something. And yet, what does Yechezkel say? The Nasi will bring
6.
Shisha kvasim. And Shabbat, which you're not supposed to do, it brings Shisha kvasim out of nowhere. It's amazing. So the clue, and this is something they have to look at. What I'll show you now is an amazing, amazing thing. If you have access, take a look first of all. Pasuk Tet Vav. Who wants to read that one?
I can read it.
Go.
ושעיר עזים אחד לחטאת להשם, עללת תמיד יעשה ונזכו.
Would you like to translate that?
One goat, I guess. You should
Okay.
bring for chatat for Hashem.
What's Chatat Lashem mean?
When you bring a korban chatat and it's all for Hashem.
Chatat Lashem, to God, for God, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you Rashi, that'll blow your mind. Look in Rashi, Chatat Lashem.
Lelamdecha, that one.
It's in Pasuk, is it Pasuk Tet
Tetvav.
Zayin?
This one,
It
Saba.
says, Umidrasho ba'agada. Does everybody have it? Everybody have it?
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
What's to read that? Umidrasho.
Should I read?
Sure.
I'll read. ומדרשו בהגדה אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא הביאו כפרה עליי על שמיעתתי את הירח.
Whoa. What does Rashi say?
Bring a chatat.
Chatat LaHashem, not chatat to Hashem, chatat for Hashem.
Ooh.
Whoa. What's going on? It's amazing,
Well,
amazing
Salma,
thing there.
I learned something similar to this in Chumash. I don't know if this is where you're going with that, but about the Areach, that like Rosh Chodesh is like a kapara. It's like kind of like a kapara because we recognize that everything comes from Hashem, like on Rosh, like we recognize that because the moon was angry at the sun and he didn't recognize that really it was for its own good, that they whatever. And
Yep.
I don't know if that's what this is going.
Right. Well, you're on target. You're on target. Let's slow down. But yeah. But let's just see what Rashi just said. Rashi said that Kadosh Baruch Hu is asking us to bring a korban because he had to punish the moon and made her smaller. What's going on? And you know, when you say, what do you call it, Birkat HaLavana, you say, Yehi Ratzon Shitmalet Haracha Kimo Shayta B'Me'ula. You remember this? If those who say Birkat HaLavana.
Can you say that again?
So it's very interesting. Rabbi Shmuel says, Lulei hayu Yisrael makablim penei avihem b'shamayim פעם אחת בחודש dayan. If I could connect with God even once a month, I'd be happy. And what's the one thing I'm not asking for? That the moon should be back to the way it was. What's going on here? So now you have to understand what's going on. There's an amazing thing. And I think who I started, but Kadosh Baruch Hu is asking for Chatas because he had to punish the moon. What exactly is going on here? There's only one creature in the universe that allows HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be the king, so to speak. Who was that creation? Human beings. A giraffe has no choice. A giraffe eats and drinks and whatever it does. Even malachim. But humans have the capacity to make a decision called Bechira Chofshit. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'davka created Bechira Chofshit. But by creating Bechira Chofshit, automatically there was going to be failure. People are going to fail. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I created a situation. I want to have it. I need a chatas for that. What is the first so-called human thing that goes in when you have two kings? You have the queen and the king. You have Shemesh and Yereach. They're both the same size. And Yereach says, you don't have two. You have one. I'm going to be the one. That's basically what human beings are doing. You're not going to have two cars. I'm going to have three cars. I'm not. Whatever it is, you get an A. I mean, I'm going to an A+. And that automatically creates a situation where Kadosh Baruch Hu, by its nature, has to say, okay, you have to. You're the one that's smaller. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, give a chatas on that. And how many kvasim is that? The first time, Rosh Chodesh, 7. And from then on, it's always 7, 7, 7, 7. At the time of the Geula, Yechezkel says, the people themselves who have Bechira Chofshit will take their own decision. V'kablu chulam et on malchutecha. And if that's the case, it's no more 7. How do I announce that there's no more 7? By bringing 6. The Nasi will come on Shabbat and bring 6, a statement that humans who have the capacity to make decisions, they're the ones who make a decision. And when we come on what do you call it, on the Birkat Levana, and so Kadosh Baruch Hu should make the moon the way she was, means she will understand it doesn't. You don't have to be bigger or smaller than somebody else to worship God. Give us the capacity to understand having Bechira Chofshit, that what the right answer is. And when will it come? When on what day? On Shabbat. How Shabbat? Can you bring a korban Shabbat? The answer is very clear. We're going to be lading every morning. Yom Rishon was Nachshon ben Aminadav, right? Remember, for 12 days. They brought the korban. Remember this? Are you familiar with this? In this time, beginning of Rosh Chodesh Nisan, for the next 12 days, there's each Nasi brings the korbanot.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, one of them is going to bring it when? On Shabbat, or maybe 2 on Shabbat. When you when you mechanech the Mishkan, the Nasi brings korbanot. It's clear. Yechezkel was doing the same thing. This Nasi is going to be doing what the Mishkan did. He's going to bring on Shabbat. And not only on Shabbat, he's going to bring, instead of 7, he's going to bring 6 as a statement. No more do humans who have the capacity have a need to say, I am as big as he, I don't want to be as big, I want to be bigger. Means help us humans to understand the reality and our own decision, not like a giraffe and not like a zebra, but like us per people. And that's how I think that Yechezkel made it back into Tanakh.
That's so nice, Dobbs. I learned something similar in my Chumash class about like being like competitive. Like we were learning about like the complaints of the moon, and we were talking about if someone's like competitive or they're contributing. So like let's say you're having a conversation with someone and they're like, oh, I got a 90 on a test, and you're like, well, I got a 95. Or you could say like, oh, like good job. Or like a 70 or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like being like contributive.
Of course. There's no way the moon spoke, right? I mean, but the moon represents human beings. I can't stand it that he has 1 billion. I'd like to have it 2 billion. And you see this, I mean, this is very human nature. But there are some who don't look at it like this. So we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, give us the wisdom to understand that it's in our favor to do the right thing. And Yechezkel, when he saw the vision, did this thing, and on the surface, it's a wild thing to bring Shkol on Shabbat. But if you take a look at it, the Mishkan was done by the Nisim on Shabbat, and he brings 6 as opposed to 7.
יפה.
Very
Nice.
nice thoughts.
אבל
Anybody else want to say anything?
Thank
Father.
you,
Oh,
Saba.
Charlie's there too. I didn't see you there. Okay. Anybody else?
Saba,
want to add anything?
it's still Chodesh Tov for you. It's still Rosh Chodesh for you, but not for us anymore.
And for us.
Yeah, but you realize
And you
that there's no more tachanun for